Hi, welcome back to Judging Bouncing Balls. Toby, it's good to see you.
Good to see you. It's been 2 weeks, 14 days.
Yeah, 2 weeks, 2 weeks and 14 days is correct. And I made the title of this episode 26, Reunited, and it feels so
Feels
good.
so good. I mean, you've been a part of my life once a week since 26 weeks now, plus club. I mean, without knowing each
No,
other, we spent a lot of time together, and I kind of like it.
I know. Well, I told you right before we jumped on. This is the half year mark actually for 26 episodes. We've well, it's a little over half year because we missed a couple weeks, but I mean we're struggling along here.
Talking about stuff. Sometimes it's worthwhile, sometimes not.
Yeah, this is true.
You know,
So
I
yeah,
do. I do want to bring up the fact that last time we were on, I was on a trip, Menominee. It's a
yeah,
beautiful city. And then
beautiful.
you went on your trip, which seemed a little better planning, better notion, better weather. Why don't you explain to the audience where you ducked off to last week?
Well, yeah. Well, so the reason ours was better planned is because Sarah planned it. 'Cause if it would have been me, it would have been a train wreck. But no, we went to 20. It's our 20th anniversary here coming up in let's see, 8 days. So we'll be 20 years, and so we decided to head down to Puerto Rico for a little 20th celebration. So that's where we were at, the great territory of Puerto Rico, the Commonwealth, as they call it. And that was a lot of fun, honestly. Beautiful country. I'd never been. Um, it's beautiful country. It's got one of the only rainforests in the United States, tropical rainforest in the United States. Sorry, and so we got to see that, and we got to just hang out, see the sights, and it was a great time. Got a little sunburn, got a little tan. I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually not red anymore like my shirt, but it was for a time because I burned like a lobster, so it's usually not a very good sign. But feeling good. It was a great time and had a lot of fun down there, seeing that beautiful country. So good to be back, but I miss the weather.
Well, I do appreciate that your wife posted some photos on the line because every person that follows our page, wife looked at the husband and like, really, like, what are you doing? Like, he's down in the great Commonwealth, and you're taking me to the pier. So I got an earful from my wife, but
I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, no, you're not, and I wouldn't be if I were you.
But it was fun. Honestly, Sarah is one of the best trip planners around. She has like somebody asked me, they're like, "Well, we were thinking about going to Puerto Rico, and like, what could you advise me on?" And I'm like, "You don't need to talk to me. You need to go to Sarah because she literally has on her phone pages of notes that she takes about all the things that you could see, you could do, places to eat, where what's the best attraction. She has notes, and then she'll go through like while we're doing it, checking them off. Like, yep, we did this, we did this. I mean, she could tell you all kinds of stuff. I'm just like, Haley, I'm along for the ride.
You're in the back with your ice cream cone.
Pretty much. So if you have any questions, don't direct them to me. I'm not the person to ask.
I wonder if she'd be. We're going to New York in about a month, and I wonder if she could do some research for me, like because
She would love it.
thank God my brother-in-law and sister are going. Because if it was just me and my family, we'd be in the hotel room like, well, this sucks. There's nothing to do.
That doesn't happen on our trips.
Right?
There is always something to do. In fact, it was pretty funny. We went down to one of the beaches and they had this seaweed that like had washed up because it's that season. And the seaweed had washed up on this beach and we stopped at the beach and Sarah's like, well, this one looks pretty good. It's not too bad, but let's check this beach and this beach. She had like four beaches in a row that we could go to. So we drove to each beach, checked each one out. We had initially stopped at the first one was the best one, so we went back and that's where we spent our time. But if it would have been me, I'd have just dropped at the first one, like, we're here, let's go.
Shirt
No.
off, running in the ocean.
People screaming. Yeah, it would have been normal. But yeah, we checked out all four, and that turned out to be the best one. And yeah, the rest is history. So no, it's a beautiful country. If you ever get the chance to go, go check it out. It's awesome.
If we could get any sponsors, maybe we could go live, like like these radio stations. They could cruise with the ball guys.
I see. I think people would like that. They'd like to see us in Puerto Rico together, talking on a beach somewhere with a mai tai or a pina colada is what they,
Big pina
that's
colada
their
fan.
drink.
That's my go-to.
It's a
I
good
don't. I'm
drink.
not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I like it.
Oh, I'm not ashamed either. I had that and margaritas. I don't. I'm not a beer guy. I like fruity drinks. I do. It
I'm
is,
with you.
you can make
I'm
fun of me
with
all
you.
you want. I don't care.
No, beer gets boring when you can have, especially if you're in the islands, right? You got to drink island rum and
Yeah. Well, and apparently I didn't know this, but Sarah informed me. The Bacardi rum factory down there is the largest one in the world. So there's a lot of rum.
love rum.
Yeah.
Sometimes, sometimes, but
So,
yeah. Well, that's fantastic. And now you're
yeah.
back coaching.
Yep.
Um, just why don't you give an update on Spash Soccer and those that golden hair? Are we how are we doing?
Well, Air's going to stick around for a while because we are not winning conference, unfortunately. As much as I would have loved to have one conference, we are not. We finished fifth in the initial, and now we have this what's called pool play. So we're with the bottom three teams. We have to play them once each, and then we play somebody else, and then the top four teams play each other, and then they seed for playoffs. So we've had a little bit of a rough streak. We are currently what would be at 5-7-1, I think it is. 4-7-1, sorry. So we have 4 wins. So we played last night against Ashland and didn't do too well. They were a really good team. They were tall. I told you pregame it's one of the tallest teams I've ever seen, and really athletic. They played really well, and so I give them a lot of credit. They beat us 4-0, but we've been on a little bit of a rough streak. I think we have 5 losses in a row now, so been not great for us. But we're looking to rebound. Hopefully tomorrow night we can get back on track against Merrill. So they're coming into town, so we'll see how we do. How about from Bayport's perspective?
We turned the corner. We got to a little lighter part of our schedule. We've actually gone 4-0. Played Preble. We played Southwest Rapids. Oh, and Manitowoc. So, we talked about Rapids because you played them also, and you mentioned, they
Yep.
packed the box. I swear to God, their coach listened to this because he changed it up. They
Wow.
somebody, and I call it a trap because somebody said it was a trap. I don't know what makes it a trap, but
Call it a trap.
anytime they got over the 50-yard line or midfield, they brought all their defenders up and stood there. So you're on sides until the 50, and then so we would be off by a foot, and the AR would just snap his flag constantly until we kind of figured it out. But their goalie then handled the fifth up from the goal line to almost the 35-yard line. She ran everywhere. She was fast. It took us a while. We finally got one in the net, and then their goalie got hurt. Thought she got shot. She went down big. It was kind of a scrum, and Nelson. She was
Is
still
that how you
hanging.
guys win now? Just
Right.
snipe the
Well,
goalie?
if things are tough, no bullets, maybe just a wrist rocket. But it so we got the 3-0. I think it came down to. Preble was good. Preble gave us a run. Southwest struggled last night, so we mercy ruled them. It's such a great term, right? I mean, we're not supposed to laugh and giggle, but mercy rule, come on. I mean, if I get a
It
license
is.
plate that said mercy rule, it'd be awesome,
That's actually not a horrible idea.
right?
I don't think you can fit it into the 8 characters though, or seven that they give you.
I could get the bumper
Maybe
sticker like Urs Ool and then do the bumper sticker on each side for mercy rule.
that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah. So it's been a good start, and then lacrosse is going on. They played Neenah tonight, so I went to the JV game when my daughter played, and then she was suiting up
Nice.
for varsity. And God, it got, yesterday at noon it was 74 degrees, and by game time last night it was 58.
It drops off.
Oh, it was brutal. And then tonight was cold again, so I only made it to halftime. Yeah, I
Yeah, I'm
told
telling
the
you. Oh, go
fans
ahead.
I had podcasts, so I couldn't stick around. You know how it is.
It's a big deal. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, when we got off the plane from Puerto Rico, it was 90 the whole time we were there, and we get off, it's like 50. You're like, "Whew, this is terrible."
Right? Then you question why we live here, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh, because that 3 weeks of summer is really nice.
it is super nice. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good to hear. I'm glad you guys are back on track. Like I said, it's such a good feeling when you're winning, and it's just good for the team. So it's nice to have a few good ones in a row. So keep that rolling. Playoffs coming up quick for you guys. Same for us. You got to get hot
Yeah,
going in the playoffs.
our big test is tomorrow night against De Pere, East De Pere,
Ooh,
at East De Pere. So we'll see how that one ends up. We got a little momentum. It's any given night. They beat Southwest 2-0, and then we throttled Southwest. So it really just depends on who shows up. And I think in high school, that first goal means everything.
it does. Yeah.
Get on the board early, and I think you take the wind out of them a little bit. So we'll see if we can get that. And then next week we have a Schwaben to finish it off. So, and then I just looked the following Tuesday's regionals,
Okay.
the 30th, and then round two would be the second of regionals and then sectional.
Okay.
So we've talked our regional stacked. I mean, Kimberly,
Oh my God.
Appleton North, Bayport. I mean, so
Yeah,
it'll be a dogfight.
you guys have a really really tough area. I mean, it's we have let's see, we have Merrill tomorrow night, we have Notre Dame on Friday, but then we have Appleton West on Saturday, and on Tuesday we have Wausau East, and then into the playoffs. But apparently we might have a play-in game just because our record isn't the best. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, you guys have a meat grinder over by you.
Yeah, we did. I know Bayport varsity lacrosse went down to Kimberly and beat them 18-2. So,
Hey, they're
yeah,
not good at everything.
we put up a flagpole at Bayport with an 18-2 flag. It flies high. It's especially when it's windy. It's about the size of the flag in Sheboygan. So we did throttle them. So I just wanted to bring that up that they are not
Yeah,
like in 2 years they're going to be amazing, right? Because they'll spend and recruit and
they'll get the best coach that has ever had in lacrosse,
right.
and
They'll all be from the East Coast all of a sudden at Kimberly.
magical recruits start showing up. It'll be great.
So yeah, so it's a good. We'll finish off here and then we fire club up, which is 2 weeks. I mean,
Dude, isn't
we're
that crazy? It's going to be before we know it. We're going to be on top of it. Which I did. When were we supposed to get that hotel done? Because that came while we were on vacation. Is that passed already?
no. I'm hoping they gave enough rooms this time. You have time.
We got to get that done because that is not good.
It was a reasonable 165 only.
Yeah. Hey, that ain't
Not
too
bad.
bad.
I'm only
Yeah.
staying Friday, Saturday night. I'm not doing the
Only
Thursday night.
Saturday?
Friday, Saturday.
Oh, Friday, Saturday. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the same for us. I mean, oh, I guess we have to be ready for the possibility that we move on Monday, don't we? All right.
Yes.
That'll be me.
I tell you what, if we move on, do you mind giving Macy a ride back? I gotta get back to work.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll figure it out. She can hang out with us.
Right. Now we'll drive down Thursday and stay in Springfield again.
Okay.
So I got a customer there that I can see. So
By the way, speaking of a customer, I had somebody text me out of the blue and they're like, I saw you on Facebook with Toby. How do you know Toby? I was like, I said, explain the whole thing. And he's like, yeah, he used to come over and do, work for us at Del Monte. I'm
was
like,
it
oh,
Rusty?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, he's a good kid.
yeah,
They picked somebody else to do their work, and I was out, but I still like him. He was a nice
yeah,
guy.
he's a good dude. But that was in like small world. Yeah. What do you know?
Well, if he's listening, too bad. Get me back in there. Prices have gone up though. I'm famous. I'm somebody.
That's right. People know who I am. All right. Hey, so since we have Paul on, I did see that Pulaski has been on a tear, doing great.
Yeah, let's not. Paul, disappointing. Paul. So he talks him down, right? Pulaski, Pulaski. We had a bet for beers and wings. I need goals. So me and a couple other dads bet them, and don't they beat Bayport? They're throttling teams like I don't know if they brought some kids in from South Africa or something, but they're really good. And Paul just,
Czechoslovakia, probably.
yeah, he's like, oh, we're not good, and then they're like 12-2.
Wow.
Yeah, such a
So he's
sandbagger.
so he's a little bit of a sandbagger. I was going to say a little
Yeah,
bit. Just
yeah,
oh yeah, I think we're not very good.
right. It's like, oh, I'm a 42 handicap, and then he shoots par. Like, come on.
That sounds about right.
So yeah, we haven't been able to pay that bet because their league starts. They're started. They did the YNL this year, so they had 3 weekends and they're done. You know, so they have state cup in a week and a half
Yeah, that would be
for the young girls. Yeah, I like
kind of
that.
nutty.
I miss that. I miss that springtime state cup.
Yeah, that is nice. No, it's gonna be different, kind of running into the season. I mean, depending on how long you guys go deep into the playoffs, is that going to impact the club team?
So if us, who do we got girls on? We got girls on Spash, Bayport, Preble, Kimberly.
Kimberly.
Okay, if Kimberly makes a run, the 17th is when it's over with.
Wow,
And
that's
then the
right.
following week, the 23rd, we go to regionals in St. Louis. So,
Jeez, that's not good. Well,
but
I mean, it's good for them. I mean, I hope they go all, well, you know, hope they
if
do
they,
well.
if they, sorry, if they choke. That was mean. That was
If they
mean.
pull the Minnesota Vikings,
If they, yep, yep. So, but yeah, there's not going to be a lot of time to fire the band up.
no, there's not.
But then again, everybody's been playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, did you sign up for tryouts then for next year?
I need to.
Yeah, I just did that because I'm like, Sarah kind of was like, "Hey, you didn't do that." I'm like, "Yeah, we should probably do that." So
I,
we'll see.
I, think I wanted you to be first at one of them, so I'll take the you. Now you can
I'm
remind
not
me.
I'm not first in many things, so that's a good thing, especially when it comes to paying something. I'm usually last. So yeah, no, I'm hoping we get some recruits. I mean, if we're gonna do this national thing, we really need some peeps.
I'm not saying a birdie told me anything, but let's just say a birdie flew by me and said, "There's some new people coming."
Well, that's good. I think
Right.
in the end we're gonna need some, and we're gonna need some quality as well. So that'd be good.
Yeah. So
That'd be good.
I don't know. Somebody just said that there was some new girls coming to try out, which would be great.
Okay.
We need new girls.
Is it that girl from San Diego that started a National League game? That'd be nice. Let's bring her in. Like, nice little ringer in there.
Her dad is the new vice president of Paul's company.
Who knew?
Who knew? Um, so
Yeah.
just trying to see who's listening here. Oh, I think Mrs. Kelly Rash is listening. Oh, that's Kimberly. Yeah,
Uh-oh. Oh boy. We,
I saw
we
her
bet
daughter was senior night. Does Spash do anything for senior night or senior
we
day?
do. Yeah, we have a senior night. I don't know why, but we do it really early in the season. And the reason that I've been told, because we already did it, we did it on like our first home game. And the reason I guess that they do that is they said that they want to have it early in the season in case there's like reschedulings, that then there's enough space to get it in. So that's what I've been told. But yeah, we already did ours that right away. So
What do you do for it? Do you do the flower and the parents walk out?
yeah, at halftime, they talk about each senior, and then the parents walk out and they do the rose thing, and then they do a little bio on each player.
Ah, Bayport didn't do anything.
Hmm. Yeah, and we have a player that couldn't play this year as it's a senior. She's battling cancer, and so she was kind of like the highlight of that too, because it
Oh,
was
that's
would have
awesome.
been would have been her last year. So too
Yeah.
bad too, because she was a good player. We could we could use her. And I mean, I hope she gets better too, because she's just a great kid. I mean, it's
Well,
just one of those,
that's
you
first and
hate,
foremost, right?
yeah, you hate to see somebody like that battling. It's just, yeah. But she's a good kid. Hopefully she'll get through that.
Yeah, they did. They started the seniors. So if the seniors weren't starters, they started them, and then they gave a full lineup, and then the guy ended up reading the original lineup from the last game. So like they announced Macy's name. Macy didn't start because they started a senior over her, and they didn't do anything else. And then we went and had a in the school they did. It was nice. Everybody, the players gave speeches about each other and gave some awards, but it was, yeah, nothing at the game. It was interesting because usually
Hmm.
everybody does a flower trick and
Yeah,
Gives mom,
yeah.
gives dad a
And
cold shoulder.
yeah, exactly. Dad's doing do anything. So yeah,
But
maybe they'll get that maybe they can still do it. Do you have any more home games?
no, we had our last home game last night, so and it was nice. I mean, I shouldn't say it was bad, but it was nice. But they won, so that's kind of the best prize of them all.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah.
So I gotta say something about speaking of the game. There's we've had something I've never seen this happen in a soccer game in my life, and I've seen it three times called on our goalie already this year. And I don't understand. We have had these plays where the goalie comes out. I don't know why I thought of this, but we had a goalie come out to challenge a ball, dive for the ball, hit the ball, and then hit the player. And they've called a penalty kick on our goalie three times this season.
And they got to the
Every
ball
time,
first.
every time she's made contact with the ball and then the player, and they still have called a penalty, and but the player flips or like trips, and they call a penalty kick on the goalie, and so then they've given up three penalty kicks, and we've got scored on all of them. I just don't understand why that is. To me, the goalie has always been given a little bit of grace, and if they make contact with the ball, they get protected. And sometimes
Yeah.
I've seen it where it gets called the other way, where Amelia's chased it down, hit the goalie and the ball at the same time, and they've called a foul on her. So it's like I don't understand why all of a sudden I've never seen it, and like I said, three times already this year, and they did it again last night. We've had it in our first game of the year, and then we had it like our fifth or sixth game of the year. And I just don't get it. To me, it's really odd. Like to me, the goalie should get protected, but it's really
I
bizarre.
thought they always give the goalie the benefit of the doubt.
Apparently not. I don't know if it's like a new rule emphasis or what, but it is super frustrating.
Yeah, last night we were attacking, and the ball was inside the 6 meter line thingy, and we actually hit the goalie pretty hard, and I was very surprised. I actually said to one of the parents, I said, "That's a yellow card," and they didn't call
Yeah,
anything because usually the goalie has just got a halo around her, especially if they touch the ball first. I mean, if
right.
you come in and make a dangerous play and the girl flies over the top of you, that's on you. But man, if you have the ball, if you're beat to the ball, you beat them to the ball, that's man, I don't know. That's an odd call.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird because I've seen it happen three times, and like I said, I've never seen it till this year. I just don't get it. I mean, when we asked the ref about it, he's like, she didn't play the ball. I'm like, the ball got hit out from, like, I don't know. And she's not like I can understand if she is like chasing a player down and like knocking her down and the ball's over here. Like, yeah, that makes sense. But she's diving for the ball and she hits a player after she hits the ball. It's like I don't know what she's supposed to do other than just sit back and take it, I guess.
Yeah, I wish we had a resident ref. If he was paying attention.
Yeah.
Actually, I got to see
Anyway,
I got to see Jake. He ref the
did you?
JV Banford Appleton East game.
No kidding.
Yeah, came strutting over in his stuff, looking good in his
Oh, I bet he
yellows.
did.
Yeah, he does look good.
Yeah,
Good looking
that's
fella.
awesome.
Yeah, but
Now,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, is he doing any of the varsity games or just JV?
Uh, I don't know. I know he was
Okay.
doing a lot of club, so it was just the JV game what he was doing. I wish
Okay.
he'd have been doing our game. I'd have heckled him. I'd have yelled pacifier. Come on now, like it'd have been great.
That would have been great. Please
Kindly,
record that.
yes, yes. But I have a confession to make. I did not know that I was. I know we both kind of share the power of the Facebook page, and I started deleting our question. Next thing you know, I deleted the whole, like the would you let your 15-year-old go pro? Like it was catching traction too, right?
I forgot about that.
And I somehow I like was pushing buttons, and all of a sudden it was just deleted, and I'm like, oh no. The
It's
majority
awesome.
did say no.
Yeah, majority said no. There was a few people that said they would let them depending on the situation, but I think it was in about 80% said they would not let them
Yeah,
play
it was.
professional.
So the one of the yeses was he was on the podcast with the baseball coach, Your buddy from over there. I forget his name.
I just blanked on it too.
Yeah, he had the basketball daughter.
Hmm. Joe Soyberg.
I think Soyberg said yes, and then Chaplin said like to get some more information. I think
Right, right.
you know, like we talked about because I did go back and look, and the chances that they actually make full out a full career are slim.
Yeah.
You know, the one that really popped up when you look is Michelle Wee. Remember the golfer?
Oh yeah,
And,
that's right.
and the parents pushed that she'd play on the PGA. They didn't want her on the LPGA. And she played at a couple tournaments with some sponsor exemptions, and she never went anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, I wish her the best. But I think, like we read, I don't think she's playing college ball.
She can't. Yeah. And I mean, now I don't believe she can anymore. Once you've gone professional, you're kind of done. Which I just don't know if I'd trust my 15-year-old to make that decision, to make because what if in 2 years it's not working out as well, and you're like, man, I wish I could go to college with all my friends, or or have that college experience.
Did I ever tell you that I cannot play college basketball?
No,
'Cause
why is that?
I went pro. So I was up at Northern Michigan University my sophomore year,
Yeah.
and I had a couple buddies from Houghton, Michigan, and I don't know how, but they're like, "Hey, there's this big time basketball tournament in Go Gibbik Community College. I think it was at Go Gibbik,
Well, go Givic. That's big time.
right?" And I'm like, "I'm in." Like I played intramurals. I probably scored 5, 6 points a game. I mean, I know what I'm doing. So we drive down to Go Gibbik, and we stay. I think we stay in the dorms because we didn't. I don't know. We didn't have any money or whatever. And we go out and party like Go Gibbik Community College is Arizona State. Like we give her hell. So we go
Wow.
to the game the next day and we are in bad shape. And we did not have jerseys because what happened was the guy running the tournament's like, hey, we need a team. So my buddy's like, we'll do it. So we drive to we go and had we had NBA jerseys. And I was Shaq, right? And she was a little snug. I'm gonna be honest, she's a little snug. And and the tournament was for money. So the minute I stepped on the court, eligibility gone, right? Because I am now a
Wow.
professional basketball player. We played the graduating class from like 1991 Minnesota Duluth Division II basketball team. They beat us like 118 to like 25. Like they were picking on us. They kept
So they
going
didn't
like,
take they didn't take it easy.
no. They're like, come on, Shaq. And I'm like, I'm trying. We had one sub and we just got the doors blown off us.
They could probably smell the booze on you.
Oh, one of them's like, wow, you boys don't, you're not looking good. So we went out and celebrated 25 points, like, like we should. And then we played 2 games. I think we scored like 52 points. We were so bad, and they were making fun of us because we had the NBA jerseys on. And it was like so embarrassing. And then we got done, and then I'm like, well, what if there's a scout? What if there was a scout here that wanted a piece of me? And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So sad. I gave
Sounds
it
like
all up.
your wife is pretty disappointed about that too. She just said that she's didn't even know that you played baseball or let me
Oh,
see.
I was telling the girls that I was all conference in baseball and I played, in first base. She's like, "You played baseball?" I'm like, Notre Dame Academy, right? Let's just talk about records.
Ooh.
First guy that ever hit a home run for Notre Dame. Boop. First guy that ever had an error. Boop. Um,
First strikeout.
right. So I started on varsity my junior year. That was Notre Dame's first ever varsity baseball game, and right
Wow.
to the shortstop, threw it right at me, and boop, ran and got it.
That a boy. But you had a dinger though, huh?
I did. Joanne Stadium against Xavier. I think I still have a
Wow.
baseball somewhere. The only one I had in high school.
The only home run?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm built for speed. I'm more of a base runner.
I still play a little bit of softball, but I've only ever hit one home run in softball, and I still remember that one. It was good.
Yeah.
I never thought it was going out,
And
but it
Paul brings up
did.
a great thing. I told Paul this the other week how I don't know if you were like, did you play baseball?
Just for fun. I never played in high school or anything like that.
So back in high school, the like the Brewers would come to town and do tryouts, and I tried out for the New York Mets. I'm just
You
gonna say
you
that.
you mentioned that on the show.
Yeah. So part of my career of baseball, I still have eligibility left. I did not make the Mets. I don't know if
Surprising.
I have to say that, but it's pretty obvious. I didn't make the Mets.
You're not on a Bobby Bonilla contract.
Right. Right. So I think I still have eligibility. If anybody's out there, I mean, I have eligibility, and could you ruin your whole college if you take money?
Um, I believe so because it instantly means you're a professional, and then I think it eliminates is what I'm looking for all of your eligibility.
Okay. So I'm a professional. I mean, I can't play college ball. That leaves one thing: pro.
Bro, look at me,
Look
bro.
at me. I know my wife's impressed. Just seriously impressed with me. I don't even
Hey,
know she's married a pro.
there's one thing that you never stop doing, and that's impressing and amazing your wife. So,
Oh yes, she's thrilled, absolutely thrilled. But I did turn. I turned. How old am I? 49 on Sunday, Mother's
oh,
Day.
you said 39 on Facebook.
Jeremy, that was a joke.
Wow. I see. I thought just looking at you, you were for sure 39, and I was like, man, I'm way older than Toby.
Right. That guy looks like boop.
Happy belated birthday. I did send you a note
Thanks.
on the day, but yeah, happy
Yeah.
belated.
It was Mother's Day, so it was, and my oldest daughter was Monday, so it was my youngest is on the second. Mine and Mother's Day was on the 14th. Allie was on the 15th. So I bought myself some cologne
Oh
because
boy.
my wife said I didn't smell good.
It
Things are
did.
really looking up. I want to tell you kids that being a professional is not easy. You take a lot of heat.
So, what you said your birthday was on Mother's Day. So, did you like show up expecting the cake and there was a cake and you're like excited and then it says like Happy birthday Mother's Day. And then you see a present, you're
Right.
like, oh, this is gonna be for me. Nope, it says to mom with love.
Right. No,
You
we
just
uh, we
cried
had
in the corner.
family dinner, and then it switched very quickly. And I'll be honest with you, my wife will tell you that your kids when they're 15 and 18, they should figure out Mother's Day. You can see the train going down the tracks and nobody's driving, right? I mean, when you talk to them.
Oh,
So
that's too bad.
we both sat up Sunday night. We're like, wow, that was amazing day. And then we had to regroup and make sure my daughter had a beautiful birthday on the next day with an ice cream cake, and
Yes. Did you get the crunch cake from Dairy Queen?
they didn't have any.
What?
They had the basic ice cream cake. I'm like, where's all the Oreo and the cookie dough? They're like,
Oh,
oh, we
you
had a big weekend.
should have
30 $34 later.
you should have walked out, burned the place down. That's unacceptable.
I should have got a blizzard and then left.
And then left.
I'll show you.
This is unacceptable. Do you have a blizzard? Yeah. No, I love those cakes. I'll be honest. Dairy Queen's cake with the crunch layer, beautiful, good stuff.
Don't go to Stone Cold Creamery or whatever it's called. Holy buckets. They sold me a cake for my youngest daughter. It was like this round. It was like $37. I'm like, ooh, she better be good.
Hey,
I ate.
inflation's a real thing.
I still paid for it because the cake was important.
You dang right you did.
And I should have got a little something for the effort, right? A little something for me, but I didn't. I didn't.
It was. I'm sure it was very much appreciated.
What did Joe say? My kids are the same. Oldest got mom something. Youngest piggyback my gift. Well, Joe, she's 14 or 13. You can't. You know what? She should have got something for mom. Make a card.
All right, so you want the honest truth on what happened in our household?
It's going to be glorious, isn't it?
Not from my perspective. So we showed up. Obviously, we got home at like midnight on Saturday. So the next day is Mother's Day, right? This guy didn't get anything because I did. She was saying I'm the worst. I'm really not a horrible husband. I swear I'm really not. But I'm not good big on the gift thing. Didn't we didn't do anything, but each kid wrote like a card and did like a thing and had it all laying out on the table for mom in the morning. Like when so they woke up, it was all right there, like ready to roll. Kids are good. I give them props. Like I was piggybacking on them, signing my name on the bottom. Love dad. But no, they were good. They were the opposite. So apparently my kids can do it, and I'm a failure at life. And yes,
I got my mom flowers. Well, my wife picked them out because I'm like, we went to like, my mom wanted a
nice.
certain thing to hang, a baskets to hang, and I'm like, there's one. Like I just grabbed the first one I see, and that wasn't it. So we had to go a couple places, but my mom
Okay.
was happy that my wife got it right. So yeah,
So there you go. Good. I do. I'm obviously very appreciative of the wife, very appreciative of the mother, but I just thought I don't know. I'm not good with the gift thing. I'm not. I struggle with it.
oh, me too.
Yeah,
And my wife loves presents.
I got to show them in other ways. The wife likes quality time, so I figure a week in Puerto Rico that suffice.
Oh, here we go. I'd use that for like 7 years. Remember back in 2023
When we went down and you
when I
planned the
did
whole trip.
nothing to prepare for it, right?
Uh, I'm a horrible person. I apologize. My wife's the
Yeah,
same. What can I say?
yeah. Wait till we go big time with this podcast. They're gonna be hanging on. Oh yeah.
That's right.
Hey, how's the ice cream truck coming?
So it's going good. I just it was right before here. I got done with practice and I went right out and started doing some stuff on it. My son was helping me. So we have to take off. It's an old FedEx truck, so we're taking off all the lettering from the FedEx and then we're putting on our own vinyl. Apparently, I know how to do vinyl now. So if you ever want to wrap a truck or a car, I'm your guy. So we're doing that, and we're about a quarter of the way. We got one side, the bottom done. Then we're going to do the next top part of that car or the vehicle, and then do the backside and the rear of the vehicle. So going
Is that
good.
stressful? Is it stressful doing the vinyl?
Oh yeah, because if you screw it up, it's you know
Right.
if I like tear a piece, I'm done. There's nothing I can do. I can't like. I'd have to call the dude in Indiana and have him remake the piece. So,
Ugh.
you know, nothing. No, and then I put it
That's
on the first couple ones I screwed up. Like I did them this way instead of top to bottom. And as I'm doing them, I'm like trying to get around the rivets and I stretched it a little too much. And then it got out of, oh, it was heartbreaking. So there's a little wrinkle in it. But I'm just like, whatever. It is what it
yeah.
is. It's not horrible. It's just, I notice it because I did it. But it's actually going pretty good. So, and I'm saving a lot of money. Wow.
Right? Because everything's so expensive.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's crazy. So, anyways, yeah, it'll be. We have our inspection next Wednesday. So,
You have to be inspected.
yeah, from the county, make sure we're not poisoning people.
Food.
Yeah.
Eh, you're not charging enough.
So, yeah, we get the inspection, and then we have our first event on the following weekend.
Who's all gonna work?
Probably myself and my son. So, yeah, it'll
Tips.
be good. It'll be fun. Looking forward
You
to
need a gimmick. You need a gimmick like I don't know something.
it. What are you thinking?
Well, never mind. I don't know. Macy's were selling ice cream this weekend at the President's Cup. You got to get in
Really?
on this. Yeah, but
Well,
somebody's got
yeah,
the
but I don't
ice
know if
cream.
I want to. I don't know if I can do that. I mean, I don't want to encroach on anybody's territory. So,
Do you have to? Joe's right. Do you have to wear hairnets?
um, I think for ice cream. I don't think it's required. And that's one question I do have to ask her on Wednesday. I don't believe so, but we probably will still wear hats, especially when you got this baby. You got to control some of this stuff. So we got hats. Oh, got hats right here. Let me show you.
Oh,
Little action.
I just so happen to have one right here. It's the old style.
Trucker hat, baby.
Dude, that's great. You selling
Oh yeah.
them?
Not yet. But yeah, that's what we got. Trucker hats. So we're gonna wear
Hey,
those.
if you bring one to St. Louis, I'll pay for it and I'll wear it.
That sounds good. Might
Yeah.
have to hook you up. Sponsor this show. Blue Barn Scoops, baby.
We're gonna have so many hats from our sponsors. No money, just hats.
Just hats and shirts. So, anyways, no, it's going good.
Um,
The thing is, I'll tell you what. I told Sarah today the delivery guy is probably like, "What the hell is going on at the Castleberg house?" 'Cause it's like every day, it's like 6 packages show up. Because today we got like 6 boxes of ice cream cones, and he's probably like, "What is going on with this people?" But the truck in the yard probably should be a clue. So
the big ice cream truck. Yeah. Oh, Joe would like
yeah,
a hat too, so you're gonna have to bring a box of hats.
sounds good. We'll have to get some hats. We can hook some people up, so that'd be good.
Charge Joe double and give me mine for free.
Yeah, there you go. He'll never know.
Never know. Never know.
It'll be
You're
our
gonna.
secret.
But you know what's back to sports. So we're finishing up high school, right? Then we're gonna go into club, and the emails for fall sports have already started to hit
Yep.
for volley, and I'm like, holy, what? Like, there's no down.
No
So
downtime.
basically, summer volleyball.
Yeah, the fall sports meeting tonight was tonight for Spash. So if you're going to play fall sports, you had to be in the meeting tonight. I'm not going to lie, I don't go to those anymore. I mean, I'm so involved with it. Our kids already know what they need to do. Usually it's like code of conduct and, this is what to expect. If you're a freshman, it makes a little bit more sense, but we don't really go to those because it's a lot of just review. So yeah, we don't go to them, but yeah, they're coming up, man. It's going to be here, dude. The school year's over in 2 weeks, and then it's into summer, and summer's going to fly by. And then we are talking about full sports football, rooting for Kimberly to lose. I mean, it's gonna be great, you know.
There's nothing better as a parent than when you're about 2 weeks into summer break and you see the back to school sales, and I'm like, whoa, we're back, baby.
That's right. Pack them up. Yeah, back to school. Yeah, where we go buy 18 notebooks, tons of pencils and stuff, and then they sit on my shelf unused. Yeah, I love back to school. It's great. Uh,
And they get new clothes again and again and again. So
yeah, yeah, that's super
it's really
exciting.
nice.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay, so what else were we going to talk about? It seems like there was something else we were going to bring up. I know we talked about that sports poll. I do think that was kind of interesting. I guess it's kind of what I expected. What else did we have on that we?
we got to work on another sports poll. Something. If anybody's got any questions, we'll get them answered. We do have. I did. Through Facebook, reach out to a Division One basketball coach, and he said he would come on. I got to try to wrangle a time and tell him. I told him when we get together, so we'll see if that works, or if he's going to set the time.
Okay.
But he's new enough where he might just do it.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I'm trying. I'm trying. I still
No,
think we get the big Eric Gephardt, our club director. I think he'd probably fill us in on some of these questions with your soccer questions.
yeah, that'd be good. And I'm hopeful. Just from the things that I've heard from the club, it sounds like the club is growing as well, which is great. And I think that's an excellent thing. I mean, I've told a number of people locally here that I would encourage them to look at the drive. It's worth it. So, I mean, if you get a well-run club, it's definitely worth your time, especially if you're serious about playing at a different level. So,
Yeah, one of the things I'm questioning about, and not our club by any means, but the club soccer in general, is there seems to be, when we first joined the team, I want to say Macy was 11 or 12, and the goal was YNL. youth national, whatever the youth national league I think it's called, but you played regionally, and then you made Premier One, which was the goal. So then you're like, oh my
Hmm.
God, we're Premier One, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh well, that's a good league, but you guys should try a Club v Club, and so you end up in the Club v Club range. And then there's teams out of Milwaukee that are Girls Academy, and then they go Elite 64. And it just seems so many leagues that they get dialed down to where you might not do the top league, and then you end up traveling farther to play less teams. I mean, our Club v Club, we ended up, now we're the only real age group that dominated, but we played teams out of Michigan where we were beaten 8-0.
Yeah.
And it was Club v Club. So it's like, I don't know any other sport where they just constantly keep moving the goal line.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point. And honestly, I know Joe and them Noah and Greg follow it so much closer, but there's so many different leagues and so many different options. I just have too much else going on. I can't focus on all those things. And it's just, to me, it's crazy how many different options you have. And it seems like, how do you know which one's the best? Like, some people will tell you ECNL is the best. Some people will tell you that, well, that's not the best, but it's like, I don't know. I honestly, I'm not sure. And I know, if, as I understood it, like, we couldn't do ECNL because we don't qualify, or I don't know. It's all confusing to me. There's so many rules and so many different things. It's like, I wish it was a little simpler, but that's not how it works.
To me, the state cup is the best tournament that we play in, right? For the state championship. That to me, you play
Yeah.
most of your local teams that you've played in the past, and you play for the state title. That I've had more joy watching that and winning that.
Yeah.
And then then you make regionals, and it's fun. We do okay at regionals, but that, as long as that's on board, I don't know where you, like you said, where you go, but people switch teams so they can go. I don't know anybody from our club, and like this year, or like a lot of them are local Wisconsin college girls. There's always a couple that go and move on, but the top couple girls out of Kimberly, there's two going to GB and one going to
Hmm.
Marquette. Well, those are local schools. So, how far did you travel to get Marquette to notice you, or how far did you travel to get GB to notice you?
Right.
And then you start to look at it. Is it worth, if you're really good enough and they come see you and you want to play locally? Do you have to fly all over the country? There's talent out there to make Power Five schools, but it's few and far between.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. That's one of the things that I don't know what's right, and I don't know what the right decision is. I guess it kind of depends on what you want for your kids too. Like, what do you, or not for your kids, but what do your kids want, is what I meant to say. What are they looking to do? How do they want to play? What's their goal after high school? And I guess that depends on them, and that might depend on where you played and how you join, or what league you join.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Matt Getch, who's actually jumped on here. I don't know if he's still watching, but he ran. I played with him at UW Milwaukee in rugby, and then he started the youth program here in town, and they've done amazing with it. And those kids are starting to go to college, community, like Iowa schools.
Yeah.
You know, that's all localized. Unless I think you do some tournaments that you can, or you make a national team and you might go down to Florida for the week. But it
Right.
was none of this. I mean, it was nothing like this.
Yeah, and I just go back to, I think if your child is interested in playing at a college level, at a high college level, then you maybe pursue some of those things. If your kid is interested in maybe playing college soccer, but like at a Division 3 level, I don't think those things are as necessary, honestly. I mean, I think you're able to find a home on a Division 3 team without all of that extra, you know, rigmarole that you got to go through. But if you want to play at a higher level, I think you have to kind of push yourself, try to get in some of those ID camps, try to get yourself in front of eyeballs in targeted ways, to be able to open some of those doors. Because the reality is, we were talking about this today with a really good player that came out of Spash. He's a guy. He's a really good soccer player, and it definitely looked like a big time college athlete. But he never really pursued anything at the collegiate level, which is fine. There's not a problem with that. But then his options were basically Division 3. That's where he's playing, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think if you want to move on to a high level, you're not just gonna just hang out and play at your high school. You're going to have to get involved in some pretty high level clubs and some pretty high level leagues and ID camps to be able to move on. It's just the reality of the way the game is today. And I've read a couple of articles on this. These coaches are not going to high schools anymore. They're going um, to big ID camps where they can see 50 to 100, 200 athletes all at once, and they can get a wide variety of athletes that are probably college eligible or good college potential rather than bouncing around to a high school like we've talked about and seeing one or two kids here or there. It makes it sense. I understand why they do it. It saves time. They want to go to these camps rather than going to a school.
Yeah, and even your D3 schools are really getting smart too. So we went to the lacrosse tournament or invitational, we'll call it, early on, and it was put on by the university. So I'm sure they invited some of the local soccer coaches, but they can see 6 teams at once. I know there was a big one in Eau Claire.
Yep.
I know Kimberly went, Preble went, Pulaski went. So these colleges for the D3, they're getting smarter. The people come to them. They don't need to travel
Yep.
because they're in season. I think they're in season or they're fall, but they're practicing year round. So
Right. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, and this is their recruiting time, so their recruiting time is right during high school season. Why not have them bring some top teams in, and then you can scout right there?
yep, yeah. So it's a different animal, but I agree with you. I heard college camps are probably the number one. Besides if you can make it on to an ECNL team and make it to high levels.
Yeah.
But do you have to win at the ECNL level? I mean, is it winning or is it just getting seen? Or is it, you can join ECNL teams, but if they're not very good to do, like, where's that line?
Yeah. Well, I think one thing that I think you and I would both agree on, or I think most people would agree on, is if you're on a team that's good, it's going to be better for you because you're going to look better. That's just the reality of it. If you can, I mean, just speaking from this season, if you're a solid player on a bad team, it's hard to really stand out in soccer. I mean, it's one thing if you're in basketball and you're a really standout player. There's 5 people on the court. It's a little bit easier to get noticed as an individual player. Soccer, I mean, it's pretty tough to take a ball 75 yards and score, or to shut out an opposing team. If you're a really good defender, right? You need some help, and if you don't have help, it's hard to be noticed. And so that's where I think winning does matter, but it matters more because that means you have a decent team around you that can highlight some of your skills. You can highlight their skills. Tough to stand out if you're an individual in soccer. I mean, you can, but it's tough.
Right. Yeah. I don't know it's like volleyball, but I think if you can jump out of the gym, at least you got a better chance of getting seen. But like my oldest daughter's friend just signed with Whitewater Tennis.
Oh,
Great
nice.
school.
Yep.
She did great on the varsity. I mean, not that wasn't we weren't didn't win in state, and I don't even know if any girls. I don't think any girls went to state except for one. But D3 schools is an excellent opportunity to continue playing.
Yeah, they are, and they're good quality competition too. So, and who knows, the way things have changed, if you can really stand out in a smaller school, maybe you can move that into or transition that into something else through the portal or something along those lines. But um, yeah, I mean, it's an interesting world. I know I'm not afraid to say it. Amelia really wants to play at a Division 1 level. That's really where she wants to be. I don't know if she's got the chops to get there, but we'll see. That's what she wants. So I'm fully in support of trying to help her do that because I don't really care where she plays, honestly. I would go watch her at UWSP here. But if that's what she wants, I'm happy to try to help her with that. But I've been trying to explore, if that's the goal, what is it you have to do? And I think that's a tough thing. Like normally I'd say like this national league, it's like, do I really want to do that? But if it's going to help, maybe, I guess. And that's the part that you and I've talked about. They sell it as that, like if you really want your kid to do this or that, like this is the league. Maybe it is. I don't know, but I think the more exposure you can get, the better if you are looking to do those things. Now, she may not be good enough to do that. That's entirely possible. But, you got to try, I guess. Yeah.
Speaking of SP, my daughter, we're going to do a visit with the tennis coach from Stevens Point. He reached out by text, the text
Oh,
machine, and said, "Hey, we'd love to meet you." And I was going to drop your name if that carries any weight.
no.
No,
I
okay,
don't
I didn't
think.
know.
What's his name or her?
I don't have it. She has it.
I mean, I'm an alumni. You know, I know a
That
few
would be
people.
right.
I know a few people, but I don't know a ton. I'd be happy to help though
You
if
don't
I
have a
can.
big. Could she live with you during during the 4 years?
Hey, possible.
She could sell ice cream. She can. She
That's
doesn't
right.
clean. She doesn't cook, and she doesn't do laundry. I know that for sure.
Okay.
Huge addition. Great addition to your family.
Okay. Good stuff. And we might want to put an air tag on her medicine, or
Right? Smart. Just electronic devices that keep her alive. Don't worry about it.
no big deal. Yeah, no, it's a good school. Honestly, I love Stevens Point. You know, if you're looking for a good solid school, um, you know, I feel like their athletics have really fallen off a little bit recently, but they used to be really competitive in everything. And but the Wags a good conference too. That's part of it. I think everybody
Right.
else got really good. So
What would you recommend touring? She doesn't know anything about the campus. We're thinking there, Oshkosh, maybe UW Milwaukee.
hmm
But I don't know anything about that campus besides I got thrown off it years ago. So I don't know where to take her. Is there a book? There's got to be a bookstore, right? I mean,
yeah, that's going to be the UC, and so that's going to be right off campus. Um, so that would be, and that's actually gotten really nice. I'd definitely walk through that. Um, they're actually destroying and rebuilding the library right now. They're going to literally implode the whole library, and they've been taking all the books out and everything. But apparently, it had some structural issue that they couldn't repair, and so they're literally destroying this massive concrete building that's like 4 stories tall. They're going to demo that. I think that's either coming or is about to happen any day now, and it's a good place. So yeah, I mean it's definitely some good stuff. There's the dorms off campus, and then yeah, I mean the UC is going to be a good one. Yeah, Joe, this guy. I ask people in the lawn care service, they don't know who he is either. I don't even think he works.
that's a lie. Everybody knows Joe. Everybody in Florida knows Joe. Everybody in pickle courts of Florida know Joe Sure.
Honestly, I don't have as many connections there. I know a couple recruiters there. I know a few people briefly, but yeah, I know some people in the business department when I got my master's because they took my money. That's about it.
Yeah, well, excuse me. We'll see how she likes it. I don't know. We're gonna meet the coach and buy an
Yeah.
overpriced sweatshirt, and
Hey,
I'm gonna take her to Milwaukee, where I'm a legacy. So we'll see how that goes.
do they know you there?
No, not even close. I didn't spend a lot of time on campus. I thought class was overrated.
Might be true.
I'll be honest with you. In the business school, unless you're going to get your master's, I think you should be able to negotiate and be like, all right, college is, let's say your whole career at college is 60 grand.
Yeah.
Like I should be able to go, hey, I'm going to give you six. Never go to your school. You give me a diploma, and we'll call it even. I mean, kind of what I did.
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, I was so. I mean, my knowledge was through the roof, so I didn't have to study hard. No, I had to study hard. I just decided against it.
Decided against it.
So let me tell you my story, because this is I was figuring. I don't know if I had 2 junior years or 2 senior years, but I did manage five. But I figured out early on when I transferred to Milwaukee that at the business school they did night classes, and night classes meant adults trying to further their education
Yes.
while they have families and kids. So
hmm
they have to be very invested. So I would take business classes at night, and I would have we'd always do groups. You know, we'd be like, hey, get in a group and do a project. I would always pick the moms. I'd be like, all right, moms, we're going to be a group. And they'd be like, all right. And they were never going to let me fail because they can't fail. They're spending all their time and effort working and raising kids and then going to school. And I'm like, guys, I am the perfect fit. And I nailed it. So I would do the presentations. And they, sorry about that, back it up. I worked hard. But I was the guy that got in front of the classroom and would give the presentation.
Okay.
But we always did well because they were very astute to a good grade.
I bet. I'm sure they appreciated all your efforts.
I'm sure they're telling all their friends today, man, that Toby could really worked hard for us. Thank God he joined us.
Uh, I don't know if I would advise kids to do that, but
Oh, wait a second here. You got to give that a chance. I'm not talking your freshmen. So I'm talking your third year juniors that have been in school a long time, trying to get out, trying to land that airplane. And sometimes you gotta take life seriously, and you gotta
uh-huh.
rely on others. Yep.
So college kids out there, hunt down the moms in the night classes and join their groups.
Just stop with that. Just stop with hunt down the mom.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, good advice. That's a good nugget from Toby.
I got a lot of them. I'll save the rest for the rainy days coming up. Oh,
I'll ask.
Joe thinks his oldest is probably going to go to UWSP.
I think
What's their mascot?
pointers. It's a dog.
Yeah, kind of like a
Yeah, I know.
tree, like Stanford. A
Well, not
pointer?
only that, but it's the worst because it's the Stevens Point pointers. It's like, you morons. You
Come
come up with,
on.
and it's a dog. It's like a hunting dog, but still. And then the worst part about it, when I went to college there, it was this goofy looking. They called him Stevie Pointer, and he was all like it literally. So we'd roll out, and you're the football team. You're just trying to be all rough and tough, and here's your mascot. It's like what the hell? We hated that thing so much. The smiling dog. This is ridiculous. I should. Yeah, it's horrible.
A bad mascot can ruin a lot.
Oh,
Like a cheap, crappy mascot.
and now they've changed it where it's like it's it's not that anymore. It's more like it's a little more angry. But hey, okay, let me see if I can bring this up. I'm going to try to share. We haven't done this in a long time. I'm going to share the screen so you can see. This is what the mascot was. I'm going to open this in a new window. Stevie Pointer.
Stevie. Such a great name. Like,
Okay,
wow.
it's not showing it. Come on, bring it up here. But yeah, it's this little friendly dog. Let me see if I can get this in the window. It's not working. Why is this not working? How embarrassing. Okay, let me
Google
try this.
Stevie UWSP.
Yeah, I did. So here, let me just try this again. Maybe this will work.
Oh,
Oh, well, you can barely see it. But anyways, you can kind of get the gist. It's like this kind of like friendly dog that's smiling at you. It's like, come on. I hated that mascot so much.
is that a
Ugh,
turtleneck?
I think so. Yes, it is. It's a sweater turtleneck. It's just brutal. And like, on the
You're not
football
going to
team,
get
no,
fights with that.
no. And what we used to do is we'd like put blood on his teeth to make him look like angry. But yeah, it was not good. So they have gone through a branding redo, and it's now very, um, it's now much more aggressive looking, but yeah, it's not good.
Joe's right. It does look like Underdog, the cartoon. That's a great call.
It does. Um, where did Joe go to college? Do we know him?
Lakeland?
Okay. I'll remember not to
before.
send my kids there because they didn't. He doesn't even know how to spell college, so that's not a good start. It's not a collage; it's college.
Didn't even notice. Eesh.
Yeah. Yeesh.
I just know there's two S's in dessert because there's two helpings. Somebody told me that once. And desert is desert is one.
I like that. That's good. He
He did
said
give me a good.
Lakeland.
He was an
Good,
athlete.
good call. All right, I love Joe. I like to tease Joe. That's good.
Yeah.
I only
Oh
make fun of
yeah, we
people I
do.
like. So, all right.
Yeah. Well,
I think we
I
call it a
will.
quits. We're at
I
9:45.
agree. I'll work on maybe a little guest next week with our director in between President's Cup and State Cup. We'll get him on and
Nice.
talk to him about some rules. Yeah.
That'd be good. And then maybe we can keep bringing back Joe. Maybe he'll have some questions next week. The Fighting Muskies.
Fight.
Oof,
I like that.
I do too. That's good.
I wonder if Joe come in. He kind of looks like a seal, a fish out of water. So many things. We were always, what was I? Northern Michigan Wildcats and Milwaukee Panthers, Panther
Yeah.
Pride. We'll save Panther Day stories for another day. That was a college experience that kids must know.
So it sounded like though when you were in college it was Cougars, not Panthers.
Oh, not for me. Trust
Oh,
me. I studied with them, but I did
oh,
not. I'm not saying I didn't put myself out there. Like, hey, everybody, I come with no like baggage. Like, hey, how great would it be to be hang out with Toby? And they're like, I'll just go home to my kids. I'm like, wow, that's depressing.
oh. Fast forward 20 years.
And here I
Uh,
am. That's
nice.
good.
All right.
All right.
So good luck on the games this week. We'll be back next Wednesday with another live show. We'll get after it and see how the seasons are wrapping up and getting ready for the playoffs. Hopefully Joe will join us again. Maybe your wife will jump on as make fun of you again. That'd be excellent. And hopefully Paul will decide to talk to us again next week.
Yeah, it might be a little later. We have team meal here, so we are
Ooh,
feeding the varsity Bayport soccer team. So, but no, it'll be done by 7. So
nice. All right. Good luck.
I think I'm making it. Yeah. Well, you enjoy the weekend and good luck to Amelia and beat Merrill.
Yes. Let's get her done. All right, man.
Go underdog. All right.
Go underdog. All right. See ya.
Bye.